everybody. I'm going to go ahead and get started. My name is Vicki McCann. I am the Director for Curriculum and Instruction. I'm just going to, there we go. We are recording this, so if you have colleagues that can't make it right now, no problem. It's going to be recorded and shared later. So a little bit about myself. I'm just hiding all these little sidebars so that they're out of my way. Sorry about that. A little bit about myself. I've been the Director for Curriculum and Instruction for, this is my 4th year now. I've just finished my 15th year in ADW. I've worked at a variety of different schools. My longest was at St. Pius in Bowie, where I was the technology coordinator, and then I was vice principal for 2 years. Along with you guys, as we all do in our ADW schools, I wear many hats as well. So my title is Curriculum and Instruction, but you'll also see that I do handle a little bit of the Scantron assessment. So if you have any questions about standards, about professional development, or about assessment, you can reach out to me, and I'd be happy to help. Now, a little housekeeping. If you have any questions during the webinar, you can feel free to pop them into the questions box on your sidebar, and I will get to them sporadically throughout this little webinar. Now, I'm going to walk you through Schoology and just highlight some of the important features that I think are worth showing. Let me just make sure, okay, good, you can still see my screen. So I'm logged in right now as Teacher McCann. So this is what your screen will look like. However, you won't have any courses yet, unless you were a new teacher and you already know this part. But I'm going to highlight some other things that you might not have realized yet. So when you go into Schoology as a teacher, let me just make sure because I logged in a while ago, you'll see the courses that you're enrolled in. Now, these courses are courses that could be our MSDE courses. As you can see here, I have a new teacher training I'm enrolled in, and then I have a book study that I'm enrolled in. So I'm just going to show you first, just so you can see and get a feel for what Schoology looks like. I compare it to Facebook. I think it's very, it reads like a news feed on Facebook, but I'll just show you one of the folders. So if I click into it, so this is teaching in a Catholic school, I can see that there's, I have to first do the mission is a video to watch. If I click back, then there's also a discussion question to answer. And then there's also a reflection that I could submit my own reflection. Now, on the flip side, if I look at the book study platform, so if you choose to take the book study, I would send you the link so you can join this book study. And this module is set up, this course is set up differently. So this one, you have to complete each module before you move on to the next. So I can't actually click on number 2 until I finish number 1. So once I complete number 1 and complete all the activities, then number 2 will open up. And that's because this is more of a self-paced book study, and you can work through it at your own, on your own time. I'm going to now show you groups. I have not joined any groups, so we're going to join a group together so you can get a feel for that. Now, as Teacher McCann, as I said, my login here is as a teacher, so it would be like you. Right now, I have no groups, but I'm going to check out the school groups to see what's there. Now, I am a teacher in the school Catholic schools office. So if you would like, you could, when you do the drop down, you'll see all the different schools. Clicking on them really won't do much. However, if I click onto the Archdiocese of Washington, I can see which groups are there. So as you can see, the music teacher group is listed there. So I'm going to go ahead and join it. I believe I have to get the code. Let me see if this works. Okay. So I just joined the music teacher group, and I'm going to send out the codes for you, so don't worry. So if I want to check out the music teacher group, now, like I said, I'm as Teacher McCann. I'm not Vicki McCann here. The music teacher group has a little description of what it's here for. If I click on the resources, I will probably see, yep, the music class of no singing webinar is here. So here's a PowerPoint, here's a recorded webinar. And then I can go to discussions, and I, as a teacher, can add a discussion post. So maybe I want to write a post and ask a question to all the other ADW music teachers and say, hi, is anybody using recorders this fall? And explain to me how you're doing it. Is anybody teaching music outside? And explain to me how you're doing it. And you can create a conversation here with different music teachers. And I think this is going to be so beneficial right now. Now I'm going to get into resources. So in resources, right now, it opens up to my resources. So this would be my private resources. You can use it however you'd like, but I want to actually check out group resources. So those that are in my platform. So I am in now the group music teachers. So here's a resource that was there that I've already showed you. Now I can also see if there's any resources that are in my school. So like I mentioned, my school is Catholic Schools Office. Oh, they do have resources. So they have an assessment folder, and then they have One Word Together and Faith Forward, the folder. Now let's see if the Archdiocese of Washington has resources. They do. So the Archdiocese of Washington, like I mentioned in the PowerPoint, they've already started the Tech Tools folder, and Nearpod's already in here. So there's what makes Nearpod great. There's a part 1 introduction. I'm not going to play this for you. I just wanted to click it just so you guys could see that it does play from right inside of here. Hi, everybody. I'm going to close it so I don't hear myself. But there's a whole bunch. There's also different how-to videos that are imported from other places. So how to launch a live or self-paced lesson, how students join a lesson, teacher view for student pace mode. All of that stuff is going to be here for all different tech tools. We're working on building the platform right now. So stay tuned. I'm so excited for everything that's here. Now, I also want to show you the calendar feature. Maybe I have to click it again. There we go. So I have 1 of 6 calendars here as a teacher. So right now it's just on me. Let's see if I click onto the Archdiocese of Washington. Here is the calendar, and all the weekly webinars are listed here for the Archdiocese of Washington calendar. Now, if you are joining a course, they will actually have different events will come up too if you have due dates and such. That'll all be here as well if you join different courses. Now, last but not, well, I have 2 more things and then I'll be finished. If I go down at Teacher McCann, I can click onto my school. So if you're a teacher at St. Elizabeth, this will say St. Elizabeth School right here. If you click onto it, it'll just be your school. Now, it looks like all the schools are here and available for me, but I'll show you that in a second. So like I mentioned, I am a teacher in the Catholic Schools Office school. I can see my faculty, and my faculty are just members of my school. I can see if there's any discussions. So we can actually talk together as a faculty. And the great thing is that principals can post different discussion questions. Teachers and faculty, they can post different discussion questions. Principals can post updates if there's anything important going on. Maybe you want to give a shout out to somebody. Maybe you want to highlight a teacher. This is all private. So what I mean by that is that if I click on to, remember I'm as a teacher, so if I click on to Our Lady of Victory, I can't see their stuff. So because I am a teacher in the Catholic Schools Office, I can only see the Catholic Schools Office information. I cannot see the other schools. So if I click onto the Academy of St. Matthias, it is private. Only teachers from the Academy of St. Matthias will see this information. So this is a great way for faculty to be able to connect and collaborate together as well. And to be able to post resources. Now the resource would just be your own school resources that you want to share with different teachers. Let me go back. Now I can click Archdiocese of Washington and see that because the Archdiocese of Washington is the overall, and then everything else is just individual little schools. And lastly is your profile page. So hitting the drop-down menu, click your profile. You can edit this. You can add whatever you'd like to this. It might be helpful to edit and add your picture if you'd like. And that's cool because when you join courses and you join the groups that are with other ADW teachers, it is helpful to see your different, different pictures of people, so you'd be able to recognize them when you do go back to out in public. You can also write a short bio. You can add activities and interests. So all of that's optional. You can do as much or as little as you'd like with this. But that would be underneath your profile. Settings, when you log in to Schoology, I have it preset as just a basic password. I do recommend going into your settings once you log in and changing your password. So that's just underneath settings. It's pretty easy. That is the basics of Schoology. I am so excited about the possibilities, and I think that we can do a lot with it. I just want to quickly answer any questions that you may have. So feel free to write in the question box if you have any questions. That is the conclusion of the webinar. So if you have any questions about anything, please let me know. You can always email me at mccanv@adw.org, or you can hit me up on Twitter as well. I am active, and one of my favorite things is that I'm very active in a lot of the education Facebook groups that are actually worldwide Facebook groups. And it's so exciting when I do see one of our ADW teachers in that same group. It just goes to show that we really do take our professional development seriously, and that all of our teachers are always trying to be the best at their job. And I thank you for that. Seriously, I know we all have so much on our plate right now. So thank you so much for everything that you're doing. I'm just going to really quick just check to see if we have any last questions before we end. Like I mentioned, it will be recorded, and I'm going to share this out to everybody. So feel free to reach me if you have any questions. And please register and share the word for next week's webinar. Next week's webinar is best practices for virtual teaching. Bye.